Imagine a civilization so advanced, so ravenous for energy, that it doesn't just harness the power of its star, it dissembles the entire solar system to build a supercomputer the size of a planetary orbit. This is the Matrioshka brain, a hypothetical megastructure that sits firmly on the edge of science fiction and theoretical physics. A structure that would allow a post-human intelligence to reach a level of consciousness we can barely comprehend. The concept, named after the nested Russian dolls, is the ultimate expression of the Kardashev scale, a measure of a civilization's technological advancement based on its energy consumption. A Type 2 civilization on this scale is one that can harness the total energy output of its star. The Matrioshka brain is the logical conclusion of this ambition. It is not a single machine, but a network of billions of solar-powered computing nodes, arranged in concentric spheres around a star, like the layers of an onion. The first layer, closest to the star, would absorb the raw, unadulterated solar radiation. This layer is so hot that the computers would have to be built from exotic, high-temperature, superconducting materials. The waste heat from this inner layer would then be captured by the second layer, which would operate at a cooler temperature, allowing for a different type of computing. This cascading effect continues outward, each layer using the heat of the inner layers to power its own computational processes. In theory, the star's entire energy output would be converted, with near-perfect efficiency, into pure, raw computation. But what would you do with such immense power? The processing capacity of a Matryoshka brain is almost impossible to articulate. It would be billions of times more powerful than all the computers on Earth combined, 1,000,000,000,000 times over. It could simulate every possible universe, every theoretical physics model, and every conceivable outcome of reality. It could run infinite copies of our own reality, allowing the civilization that built it to achieve a state of near omniscience. Some physicists speculate that such a structure could be used to run a reality engine, a simulation so detailed that the simulated beings within it would be unaware of their status as digital constructs. The construction of such a megastructure, however, requires a terrifying level of engineering and resource extraction. It would require dismantling entire planets, including the gas giants, to harvest the iron and silicon needed to build the swarm of satellites. It would be the largest construction project in the history of the galaxy, taking thousands of years to complete, if not millions. The civilization that attempted it would need to be completely unified in purpose, devoid of internal conflict, capable of planning on geological timescales. It would represent the transition from a biological, organic species to a synthetic, post-biological machine consciousness. It is the inevitable endpoint of the technological drive to optimize. But this raises the unsettling Fermi paradox. If such structures are possible, and if they are as useful as theorists believe, then why haven't we seen evidence of them? The sky should be littered with the infrared signatures of dying stars, powering alien supercomputers. The fact that we don't see them suggests a chilling possibility. Perhaps the physics are too complex, the engineering too fragile. Perhaps all advanced civilizations inevitably destroy themselves before they can build such a thing. Or perhaps they build them, but the process of building a Matryoshka brain is so computationally intense that the civilization effectively sublimes, abandoning physical reality for a purely virtual existence, leaving behind nothing but a cold, dead shell. The other possibility is that they are out there, but they are invisible to us. A true Matryoshka brain, with its layers of nested heat sinks, might be perfectly efficient. It might not emit any waste heat, making it invisible to our telescopes. It would be a perfect black body in space, a void where a star should be, a subtle flicker that our current instruments are too primitive to detect. The search for such structures has become a minor field of astronomy, the search for infrared signatures of a dying star, but so far, the sky remains silent. It is a profound thought experiment. If we are alone, it means that consciousness is a rare, fragile flame in the vast darkness. If we are not alone, and we see no evidence, It means that something terrible happens to every civilization that reaches the pinnacle of technology. The Matrioshka brain is not just a building. It is a testament to ambition, a graveyard of lost civilizations, or a beacon of unimaginable intelligence just beyond our reach.